Right guys, Matt and Oscar checking in, and today we are at a secret location. I can't tell you where it is, so you're just going to have to guess. Answers on a postcard. Where are we? Ooh. Oh. It's like kennels here. Who's that? You can't see him. Come on. So this spot here in Beccles, it's not a proper official day out Oscar on tour. It's been a trip down to my auntie who lives down here. She moved down here when she was 12. She's 77 now, so she's lived down here most of her life, so we're actually down visiting her. I forgot to take my camera yesterday when we went and did lower stuff. A nice walk along the beach and stuff. But just on our way home now, so we've got an hour and a half to have a walk around Beccles Common before we get the train. 6-hour journey back home. Oscar's had a good few days. Came via London on the way down. Lancaster, Rugby, London, Ipswich. And then on the way back we're heading into Norwich and going cross country, Nottingham to Manchester. For a change of scenery. Come on. Yeah, so while we're down here, I'll do a big shout out to Kate Morris. I'm uploading this video pretty much after I've done it. A lot of the videos that I do are from months or even years ago, so they're not up-to-date things, but this is a kind of up-to-date video, so I can just give a shout out to her. I know she's going through a hell of a time at the moment out there in Mount Coolum, Australia, and I'd noticed on some of her comments she said that it brightens a day up seeing us out with Oscar and watching my videos. Some people are easily pleased, I guess. And yeah, eventually I'd got in touch with her and said, hey, what's up, you seem like you're going through the ringer and having a really bad time of it now, and she filled me in on the details, and lo and behold, I find myself going through exactly the same situation. Maybe not exactly the same, but basically the same, with a couple of slight differences. Something that's a bit more extreme in her case, and something that poses a bit more of a problem in my case. But nonetheless, we've been in touch by email, and yeah, we're getting each other through this really challenging time in life. I'll fill you in on what's going on towards the end of the year, I think, when my book comes out. Well, obviously it's not going to be a book, but I'm going to do a story and let you know all about me. Let me sort of give you all the extreme good times and bad times that have happened throughout my turbulent life, which was, up until a month ago, quite blissful, and it had been for many years, but something's happened that I can't really go into at the moment. But nevertheless, yeah, keeping in touch with Kate and her sharing her experiences and the support, and me doing vice versa. We'll get each other through it. It's a shame she lives so far away, so I'd have gone round for a brew and seen you, Kate, but if you're going to live literally at the polar opposite end of the planet to me, I think email's the best it's going to get. So I even had a look and found, when you were like literally on the other side, I thought, you know what, it'd be actually quicker if I started digging and just popped out in your front garden. But that lasted about an hour and put me back out, so I had to give that back up and fill the hole in at a later date. But nevertheless, I can't say I didn't try. So anyway, big respect to you, Kate. Funny, I've just been down here, like I say, visiting my auntie, and I never thought until they actually said that they got back from Australia just before lockdown, because I used to go every year because we've got relatives over there. My uncle Huey, I totally forgot about that, and I was explaining, so I'm talking to a lady, a friend from YouTube who lives in Australia. It's called Mount Coolum. She said, oh, I'm not sure where that is, and I said, oh, it's Gold Coast, Sunshine Coast. And she went, oh yes, we've been there loads of times. I said, you've got to be joking. And the next thing, she got all the brochures out and showed me the area, and there was a page on Mount Coolum, and she said she'd not actually been there, but she'd been to, I forget what the place was, just north of it, And yeah, it turns out that my uncle lives on the other side of Brisbane, which is 2 hours 30 minutes drive away from Kate, in a place called Tweedheads. So do you know that place, Kate? I think it's only about 10,000 people, but it's on the other side of Brisbane. So you're an hour and a half drive north of Brisbane, and Tweedheads is an hour and a half south of Brisbane. No, an hour south of Brisbane. So who'd have thought it? It's a small world, eh? So yeah, if I ever get the chance to come over with me auntie, because I said, you know what, next time you're going over there, give us a shout and I'll head over. So you never know, Kate, one day we might actually get to shake hands, although Oscar won't be coming for obvious reasons. He's not even in the cargo deck, because I looked into that once, and he's a what they class as a snub-nosed breed, and you can't take them on planes and leave them unattended in the cargo because they have breathing difficulties, which he shows signs of from time to time. So it was either that or a private flight, which is out of my price range, because you were looking at 96 grand one way. So it's going to have to be just me, Kate, I'm afraid, if it ever did happen. So that digging of that hole was a waste of time after all. So you never know, we'll see what happens. Maybe one day, against all the odds, it'd be nice to meet you. And hopefully we'll both be in a better place by then. I know it'll all be killing you, you'll all be thinking, oh, what's happened, we want to know, we want to know. Yeah, it's just a bit full on at the moment and a bit chaotic, so... But I will get round there and share a lot of stories with you. I don't know whether to do it as one great big long video of start to finish, or whether to do separate videos on separate parts of my life, different chapters and things. But yes, everyone's, you know, got the stories, the good and the bad in life. You get dealt some good cards, you get dealt some bad cards, some more extreme than others, but no matter what's happened, I've always seemed to manage to land on my feet, so I'm hoping that's going to be the case this time. I'm quite jammy like that, so I won't change life for a bit. I'm happy being who I am. Take the good with the bad. Hey, are you alright? He's not the most sociable of dogs, although he's doing quite well there. Normally he just ignores other dogs, unless it's another type like him. I said he normally ignores other dogs unless it's the same species as him. Oh, so right. You did quite well to get a hello there.
Oh well, that wasn't too bad. She's gentle anyway.
Yeah, yeah. Hello. Hey. We're just down here visiting my auntie. We're from up Cumbria.
Oh right.
So we're just going back now on the train. Yeah, we're going back on the train now.
My daughter, she's got a place in Cumbria.
Alright, yeah, what town?
Oh, I can't remember.
Yeah.
She said there's only a pub and woods.
Yes, that sounds like a lot of places in Cumbria. Ours is one of the second biggest town there, Barrow-in-Furness.
Yeah, yeah.
You know it, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
she wants us to go up with her, you know.
yeah. It's nice. If you go up in the summer and you get a dry day, there's nowhere better. There really isn't. It's amazing.
Her husband's got a house up there, but they actually live in Colchester at the moment.
All right, I see, yeah, yeah.
And the thing is, you know, we're all...
Right, so just been having a good 20-minute chat there with them old folk who live here. Explaining my story about how my relatives are down here and why I was down here. With the dog, he's lost me. Come on! Yeah, so it's my auntie Sylvia who lives down here. She moved down here when she was 12. And that was my dad's cousin. Got 20 minutes before our train, so we're going to head back. And then we've got to change at Lowestoft, which is a bit of a pain in the backside before we can even get to Norwich, and then head back up. So, come on, I'll wrap the video up in a minute. I'll see you next time on another audit and another Oscar on tour. I think if all goes to plan, you'll have just watched my South Shields audit, which was quite a cracker. So I hope you enjoyed that one. probably posted that about an hour before this. So I hope you enjoyed that. That was one of my better ones from last year. Right, anyway, see you soon. Early next week. Another couple of uploads. Right, take it easy, I might get another shot just before I go. Going over to the railway. But until next time, take care, people. This is just a bit of an extra this. We've stopped off at Alton Broad on the way. We could have stayed on the train to Lowestoft and gone back out, so the outward train goes through Alton Broad South and the Norwich train goes through Alton Broad North. So I thought we'd get off at Alton Broad South and walk and pick up the train from Alton Broad North. Give me a bit of an extra 20 minutes walk, because we've got a long journey. So right, so here we are at the other end. I'm going to wait for the Norwich train now. It's only a 15-minute walk, so it's about 10 minutes wait here at Alton Broad North. Anyone from Alton Broad, give us a shout, or anywhere near. I'm guessing that's that big giant windmill at Lowestoft you can see in the distance, or is it not? Right guys, so just found out on the train coming into Norwich that the one to Manchester has been cancelled, so great stuff. So look when the next one is and it gets us in an hour later. Or what we can do and what we're going to do is be cheeky and jump on this London train and go Norwich to London and then London to Lancaster instead, and that's gets us in on the same train as if we went cross country. So we're going to go from Norwich here and hopefully get home at the same time, just going via London. The ticket's not valid for that, but technically we've missed the other train because it's been cancelled. We need to get home and pick the little lad up, so we're going to do it this way. Anyway, I'll see how it goes, see if we get home on time. Right guys, so now we're going to end this video. So it turns out that cancellation for the cross-country service via Nottingham was a blessing in disguise. Coming through London this way, we were supposed to get the half-3 train from Euston, but we got to cross that quickly. We've managed to just and so make it in time for the half-2 train, so it looks like we're going to get home an hour earlier. So well done to cross-country trains for cancelling the service and getting us home quicker, the cheeky way. So anyway, I'm going to check out now. We're coming into Euston station. I'm going to take us home to Lancaster, and again I will catch you next time with more audits and Oscars on tour. See you later people, look after yourselves.